On yours or mine? Whoops.
We can do both.
All right. Sorry.
All
We're
right.
deciding on,
I am Quidditch Chaser 97, and
as I'm known, it's James Bullridge. It's probably either one you're watching on one of our channels. If not, then how the hell are you watching this? Whatever. We're going to discuss, as probably the title suggests, a little bit about um, YouTube's formatting, especially about gaming. And that's why we chose, or at least I chose, a
we're
controller.
nothing against gaming, but it has become very dominant on this particular format of the internet.
Yeah, I'm glad you chose very hurting there. I'm gonna be a little more uh, kind of like that, uh,
Okay.
not as thought out. I'm going to be very bleh. But we're gonna try and make this not very long. If it's gonna, the longest I really want to make it, even if I'm in half thought, is 30 minutes. Because I don't really want to subdue to you guys like all
Like
this.
we did on my channel
Yeah,
with
on
on my other podcast.
yeah. There's a plug-in for you. But anyways, um,
It has become clear for us that became clear. It has become clear to us that gaming has gameplays and such have become dominant.
yes, and I feel like it's hard for especially those, and I know this is going to the like certain people who I know have already talked about the formula and everything is like uh especially the major flaw in the formula um is for animators. Originally, and even to this day, animators gain a lot, like a good portion of profit off of YouTube because YouTube is a good place for sourcing it. But it is now, I feel a little too pushy onto streaming. And streaming, though fun to watch at times, even if it's in the past, it's mostly for in the moment. And that's exactly what I feel like Twitch is a little more about. Every time someone streams, it's a little bit only in the moment. Catch them of one of their streams because they
But I
do it
understand.
enough times where you should go on there regularly to see any one of their streams. It's not all going to be the same, but it's going to be a general experience.
But I understand that if you wanted to just watch a particular person play a particular game,
Yeah, that they've
YouTube
done.
is a good place to watch, like actually store it and watch it.
Yeah, and like maybe that's for streams as well. Like especially I'll say uh Matt Pat with
I don't know any streamers. I'm
game game theory or game um sorry.
it's
I'm
okay.
trying to think of the title for their channel. Live, something live.
I don't know. But anyways, I kind of want to do gaming as well on my channel, but I
Thank you.
understand that I can't really. I don't usually have time, and there's a lot of it, and most of the games I'm doing, people already have done, but it's always. I understand that people are watching for the gamer and not the game.
Yeah. I I I do like that idea. It's like a lot of the time gaming is sometimes for only podcast reasons. Like gameplay imagery is there for on a bit of the sideline. For Game Grumps. Game Grumps does a lot of like their main idea is to have like fun with animation and to promote other animators by animations which are done by for from either from or thought up of by Ego Raptor himself, like Aaron and all that. Um, when like with the artists of some audio they do, whether it's like their audio or like from Game Grumps, their show, Game Grumps versus, I'd say even even Kitty Cat Gaming and all that. Uh, the gameplay is mostly there to keep views rolling and to keep kind of an expectance for something. And an animation is a little treat. It's especially a little treat. I love it when they come out with a new animation. Um, yeah, tap the screen. whatever. That's so the screen doesn't go lock on us and make the video a little wonky and all that, like, because it'll look a little weird. But anyways, I do feel like it's dominating a little too much of the okay, and people will
Vines
say,
especially, I do have to say, Vine complications have just taken over YouTube. I can't watch a YouTube video without it being not featured, but like recommended. But this is about gaming. I just want to say that.
yeah. Well, okay, no, that's good. Okay, short clip, movies or short movies have been a thing even before Vines, and now short film, short films. That's what I'll say. Have dominated that plane. Shut up! I don't care. God damn.
Sorry about that.
Whatever. Can I see what it is real quick? It's another vid. It's your thing.
It is.
Watch. Yeah.
It's up. It uploaded.
Yeah, and you know what I'm gonna do? Clear all that. Okay. Now, okay, those have dominated the area of even animation. Because you know what was before that? GIFs. GIFs were a bit on YouTube, and
They're actually pronounced GIFs.
GIFs, whatever. GIFs were a little bit on YouTube, and they were not at all good. But like, not at all good. I mean, they a good one of them weren't good. But that's where it originated from. GIFs, or GIFs, originated
like
from
peanut butter.
Yeah. Okay, GIFs. I don't mean it as a person. GIF originated. GIF was born from short films
on YouTube.
On YouTube. Okay, yeah, that's kind of where it came from. And then Vines came from the idea of making them a bit longer or have more of a presence, because up to like
But a lot of good
5 to
people
10
have,
seconds.
well,
Yeah.
A lot of good people have been from Vine and from gaming. Like, I'll point out one person, Thomas Sanders. You know how many people can relate to him because he puts a lot of relatable stuff to it.
Yeah.
Like being introverted and just like being in your room, being in your blanket, just eating your sub and watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That pretty much is it. Oh, apparently Vine has ended.
Oh yeah. That's why a lot of people, like, especially one guy, like that one guy who can do the Stewie voice real good. I'm not trying to do it. I just did.
Mikey Bolts?
Yeah, I saw a video of his on YouTube, and mostly because, yeah, Vine has kind of ended. That's where I'd say where he gained a little more popularity, because everything he did in short moments were hilarious, and they were awesome, and they could cheer anybody up, and that was cool.
But back to gaming.
Well, I wanted to put Vine as a example, as some form of a genre.
What genre?
Yeah. Like, okay, gaming is like a genre on freaking
short videos.
Well, it's a genre just of YouTube. Just think of YouTube as, like, say, books.
Okay.
Because it's just films. It's just videos and all that. Thank you. And, oh my god, I'm getting stuffy. So, YouTube is like a library. There are different genres in a library of different types of books.
But then there's those main genres. But then there's other ones that you have to go and search for.
Yes. Some of those are like animations. Because you're not going to find much of teaching of how to draw in freaking a library, right? Because you're there to read stuff. And the very few things of picture books are children books. And that's another thing you have to kind of look for, is children's stuff. Because there's a lot more, I guess, if you put yourself out there for YouTube enough, to say, oh, I'm more of an adult, someone to watch of adult, content, then it's going to be more recommended and more seen for you of adult content. But it's still hard for, especially people like me and Jake to find stuff like that. Like, and one thing I will say has also, like, which is part of the same, I would say part of the same genre of YouTube, for Vine, is animation, because animation is still very short moments with humor, or even just serious moments, or even like just an art form. A lot can happen in a few frames, and a lot of dedication is put to few frames. A lot of details, like especially like say the watermelon guy. What's his name? He really thought of like the way I say what, like I could say watermelon all funny, and I could like make my stuff watermelon themed, and maybe there's a slight reference in there. That thought and dedication, and his rhyme schemes, or even his like setup, is thought out very well. Like it takes a lot of like creative mind to come up with something so short and lovable. And sometimes it's just a risk. Like the Stewie ones, like I'm just feeling sexy today. Like that one from Mikey Bolts. Like he was that was still funny, but it was a bit of a risk because he didn't know if it was exactly going to be funny. It's just in Stewie's voice. And people like hearing Stewie's voice just in general because it's funny to them or even just enjoyable. And I can understand that, as I like hearing him do it.
And then
But
Thomas Sanders also does Stewie,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like he captures it pretty well. Like
Is that the guy who does remixes with the Family Guy voices?
who?
With like the timber and all that. Like I can't remember his name.
That's Mikey Bolts.
Is it?
Yeah, that's Mikey Bolts.
Oh.
Sanders is the one who goes around. He also does Stitch's voice. He does Gollum's. Uh, he does Kermit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I know who you're talking about. And he has his weird characters, like the dad character.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So those types of things, those short, like with animation, short but risky, because you're putting so much. It's like a film. A film is longer though, and a film is a little more, is just as risky because you're putting even more time. You're putting even more effort in. You're putting even more of dedication into something, but also there's more of a risk in, or the same amount of risk, because you could miss something that could make someone feel for the whole film, for that length of time, feel wasted, such as the end. And that's actually plugging in for someone else I really like. What's his name? Doug from Channel Awesome. Or yeah, Channel Awesome or something like that.
Aw, they're gone.
Yeah, yeah, they're gone. I'm sorry. I think I have a few more in my bag. But okay, back to the main point of like Vine's animation, and even I'd say long-term films are all part of the same kind of genre, or the same section in YouTube. They're all very hard to dedicate to. Or like, I mean, as a viewer, because there are certain things of a short film, or even a long film, a normal film, or even something that's only 5 to 10 seconds long, that could throw you on or off about it. What are you doing?
Well, I was reading this, and these the Charleston Chews.
Choose, yeah, the
We're,
candy we're sharing.
Yeah, they were born during the Roaring '20s, and
Oh my gosh, that's when Swing was.
yeah. Oh,
Which is also when freaking Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is being set.
yeah.
Dude, this is tying in way too well.
I know.
Put these down, they're freaking
No.
me out.
But I'm just when people say I want gluten free, I'm very confused by that.
Oh yeah, I'm
But
confused
you
by
don't
it too.
you don't all have to fill me in on that. I will do my own research. Thank you.
Yeah, should I pull up a picture of gluten so for the picture?
No.
Why not? I could pause it right now and it could pop up.
Well, just search up gluteus maximus.
You know what I want to do later on when we're doing podcasts like this?
What?
I want us, and this would actually help for when we're keeping the screen open, is I want to like have it flip between your face and my face. So it's like whenever we're talking, like we're kind of taking turns, but you like whenever you're starting to say something, you go like put it to yours, and then whenever I say something, I put it to mine. Wouldn't that kind of work?
Yeah.
All right. Like so. Anyways, back to the like domination of certain things. Like Vine completions dominate a bit of the Vine portion of YouTube. Because Vine, like the single Vines on their own, are still there on YouTube. I bet you.
But then having them as a whole gets more views,
Yeah.
especially having a variety of them within the same video.
Oh yeah, especially and if they're the same person or this like variety of people that you know are already popular, you're gonna gain views because of it and all that, and that's fine. The one thing that is kind of irritating of it is like there's no more variety because when you were on Vine on its own, you had almost anyone to see. You had millions of people that you could see and then like make well known by sharing their Vine and everything.
But then on YouTube, the most popular have become just
Yeah.
all one.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad to see it go that way because that's the same as films, like how it used to be. Like,
Is there anything on gaming that we can go back to? Or
okay, yeah, gaming. Gaming, it used to be short. It used to be like, I remember, like,
it would be just walkthroughs.
yeah, and even when it was cool little play, like gameplay,
Or game theories.
yeah,
There's still those.
yeah, there's still those. When there's gameplay, like what Lewis and Simon did with like Shadow of Israfel, not to get on them about it too much, but to say they created a storyline. They created more of like because it was an open world interpretation kind of thing, and they kind of role played with each other, and then it turned into a show. And I'd say like there was that kind of stuff. Like when you have like character building within the gameplay, that's better. But when it's just like watching them do the basic stuff as they used to, their start, I could see it's mostly for the characteristics of the people playing. But then that's the same as a podcast. You could like listen or watch them do anything like such as a stand up to make it funny because it's like then you could I'd say stand up in like especially watching someone or having a live stream like a lot of people are doing now today. Like even Markiplier has to do a little bit more of live streaming, but he's doing it for charity more so because he wants to do that for his cause and everything, like to help like with all sorts of things. Thank you. You are good on that, making sure the screen is open so I don't get pissed off about the we're halfway through this damn thing. Okay. Like Markiplier is certainly a personality we would want to see, and he doesn't want to just do gameplay either. He sees that trying like seeing the demand from people of like certain games and all that. It's deriving him away from like what he's really wanting to do, which is have fun of like the indie game community and also just the in like videos in general what he likes to do, such as like um the like disco I can't remember what it was exactly. Something with disco, and he went out to the park and met with fans. Like he told everybody on Facebook, "Oh, I'm gonna go down to the park and meet me down there. We're gonna have like a disco party," and that's what they did, and it was just awesome. And that's the type of stuff he loves to do. He also one video I remember I really like that he did was one about like kind of going through the emotions or like just this scene with him observing a banana like on a stand, and it was just crazy creative. It was funny. I'm gonna show Jake that video after this. But uh, okay. Markiplier certainly sees that it is like series, like with Game Grumps, they do long term series of certain things are dominated, and especially if gameplay. And I could see some channels um working like having the upper hand on this for the formula of like long-term views and money making especially off it. I feel it's a little unfair to that of the animator who puts a lot more effort into each frame of even something as short as a simple sentence as well. The one thing I will say is like that's why I never bagged on Vines too much because I see it was just as much effort and just as much dedication as someone who animates. And that's why I put them at the same scale or the same place. in short films. And I really wish there was a bit more of a bit more of I'd say reward for stuff like that. I understand if you want more animation stuff and you want to see more of it, you could look for it. That's with anything. But I feel like money making off of it is a little too rigged. It's a little too one-sided, or it's too favored on one hand. And Jacob right here with me, though wanting to like do a channel like that himself, like we certainly see that it's rigged a little too
often.
Yeah. And thank you. And I really want it to change. And I hope all of us I hope we see that change actually eventually. You know, cuz like animation and stuff really deserve it. And I understand there are other websites and other places to go for getting money off of making animations. And there are loads of places like what's it called? Newgrounds and all that. And I would like to see places like that even grow with maybe the opportunity it has at this moment to give animators a little more reward for their efforts into putting something creative out there. Even if it's so short and maybe a little not pleasing to the eye, it's pleasing to see just in general the dedication into a formula, into a place, into an area of effort and such, and would would just grow. I just want that. That's my wish. And for gaming, I don't hate you, as I will say I am a hypocrite for saying gaming, there's too much of that on YouTube, but I watch it all the fucking time. And yet some of the time, some of the videos I do, even though it's to test recorders or like editing systems, I do gameplay myself a bit. So it's a bit hypocritical for me to do that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm not hypocritical on much else, right, Jake?
Mm.
So I can be a bit hypocritical on what the hell I watch. That's me justifying my own action, but I don't care. That's exactly what hypocrites do on what they're hypocrites about. But anyways, not much else said on that. This picture was nice. I picked it, and we didn't talk much about gaming, but just the system of how it's rigged and everything. So, and we're under 30 minutes. That's good. You want to say bye now?
I guess so. It's just probably going to be on your channel then, since you talked most of the
Oh
time.
yeah, I definitely dominated that conversation. I'm sorry, but it's something I wanted to rant about for a fucking while.
Your rant on gameplay.
Well, just a rigged system on animators, man.
Mm.
And you know what? I'm gonna rant on Disney later. Fucking about how good talent is being wasted over there. Freaking creator of Foster's Home Imaginary Friends freaking goes over there with a wonderful show that he wants a third season for, and they're like, fuck no. And yeah, he's just. Sorry, let's get on Disney later. But I hope you guys enjoyed maybe a millionth thing talking about the system and everything. But just in general, animators for anywhere right now, it's not all that great. Trying to be one myself is not exactly gonna help. But it's something I want to do. So I want a little bit of justification for, like, maybe not justification, but like maybe a little more of a mutiny. I don't know.
Mutiny?
You're wrong on using it like that, but whatever. I want to see some sort of um leg up for animators and creators of short films and all. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up because I'm cold and I'm running out of breath, and I just ate a million marshmallows. They're hitting my blood, I think. The sugar. All right. I'm just gonna go. I'm ranting now. Well, not like I haven't already been ranting, but I'll see you guys next time. So, have fun, do well, and be safe. Come on, Theo.